Hello my lovelies, I hope you're all doing really well. Today I want to talk about something that I am really excited about, and that is seasonal essentials. Obviously winter essentials, as we are definitely in the darker and colder months of the year at this point. These are the pieces that I spend extra money and I put extra thought into when I buy them, because they are so important and they make up the basis of most of my wardrobe throughout the season. It's just far too easy to spend the entire budget on sparkly clothes and very fun pieces, and there's nothing wrong with that, apart from the fact that these are pieces that don't typically get as much wear. The cost per wear therefore is much higher than with all of the basics and the foundational building blocks in our wardrobe. And winter is definitely the season where I the most quickly get into a style rut, so making sure I have clothes that I am really excited to wear helps me avoid that. Now, I am going to start with perhaps the most obvious piece, but if you also live somewhere it's quite cold in winter, you will have noticed that a wool coat is not optional for winter. It is, obviously it looks good, but also wool is just going to save you so much pain and freezing throughout the season. So this is always a piece that is in my winter wardrobe's essentials list, and a couple of reasons for that. One of them is the fact that for so much of winter, your outerwear piece is going to be the majority of your outfit for a lot of the day. It's also a piece that we repeat wear a lot. At least I don't tend to have a different coat for every single day of the week. And that just really makes it such an important piece in your wardrobe, I think. It also has a very important function to fill in, you know, keeping you warm. It's also definitely one of the more expensive pieces that we put into our wardrobe, and for good reason. It really, how do I say this? I'm trying to be careful, but I really do think it should be one of the more expensive pieces in your wardrobe as well, because you don't want to cheap out and get polyester. It's going to be cold, it's going to be clammy, it's not going to hold up for as long. I really think wool is the way to go. And as always, don't forget to also check the material of the lining. Nothing worse than being stuck with really clammy, non-breathable lining when you have spent a small fortune on getting a coat in 100% wool or cashmere. I really try not to follow trends too much, but it's impossible not to be at least a little bit influenced by them, so I tend to have a lot of more oversized coats at the moment. I still think that go with whatever you love the most, because this is going to be a piece you will hopefully wear for many years to come. Just make sure whatever you go for that it works with sort of your shoes and your handbag. You don't want to be stuck with a coat that is difficult to style. It should be easy and go with everything. So for me, the coats that I have included on my list this year are all maxi length, they're all wool, they're all a little bit more oversized, but I have two different styles. So I showed this last year, this piece I made last year. This is a wool coat, and you can see it has that dropped shoulder. It's a little bit more drapey and it's just incredibly cozy. I always feel like I'm just putting on a blanket or walking out in my duvet when I am wearing this. I really love it. And the other style that I tend to go for, as you can see, both of these are maxi length, but I have this coat that I bought from H&M. This is a lot more structured, and you can see it does not have that dropped shoulder. It has a very reinforced and a tiny shoulder pad. But I always like to say this when it comes to the pieces in your wardrobe that are more important and often more expensive. Take your time. If you can just add one new piece a year, a season, do that. Go slow. I would much rather always really just have one really good piece rather than 5 low quality that I kind of feel a bit meh about. I've seen a lot of other coats this year that I like quite a lot as well. I have seen that both Mango and COS are doing some beautiful sort of scarf wrap detail coats. I think they are so gorgeous, and I have a feeling that might be my next purchase for this winter. I haven't made my winter coat purchase yet. I am still trying to make up my mind. I also have this dark grey wool coat. It's a little bit lighter than the white one, but it's the exact same one, and I just like to have options when I can. As I said, I'm slowly adding different weights and different silhouettes. So as I am making my sort of coat wish list, I'd love to hear what you think about it as well. I will link it outfit down below. I have made some collages and everything. You can have a look at those. There are so many good ones for this season. The next piece on my winter essentials list is a pair of jeans. Nothing revolutionary about this, but I think it's really worth considering the jean styles in your wardrobe and switching them around for the different seasons. Not only do I think darker wash denim looks so much more appropriate and so much better for winter, I think it really helps me keep my denim outfits a little bit more interesting. I can keep wearing the same tops, for example, and still feel like I'm wearing something different. I'm wearing something wintry, and it just makes me a little bit more excited. And then if I want to, I just pack them away for spring and summer. So I kind of shop my own wardrobe every single year when I get to take these pieces back out, and it's just a fantastic way of kind of keeping the excitement alive in your wardrobe, if I can say that. I have, these ones are new, they are from Arket. I didn't actually have a pair of black jeans in my wardrobe. I have often included dark wash denim. I also think dark blue denim is so beautiful for winter. It's great also if you want just that little bit of color. But I think black is a classic as well. These are high waist and sort of wide / straight leg. I think they are really beautiful. They're also super comfortable. I have enjoyed these quite a lot, so I'm very happy I added those to my wardrobe for the winter this year. The next item is an accessory, and that is a wool scarf. Again, nothing extremely unexpected for winter, but these are the pieces I think are worth taking an extra look at. Do you have a scarf and it technically functions as a scarf, or do you have a scarf you feel actually adds something to your outfit, and is it high quality? I just personally think that a really low quality scarf that is just really tired is the quickest way of dragging down a winter outfit. It just is such a missed opportunity, I think, to just add a great accessory instead. And scarves are fantastic because I personally feel like you can wear the same scarf all throughout winter, so you get great cost per wear for them as well. And it's also a super easy way of adding in a little bit of color without really messing around with trying to make it fit into your outfit. Or print. It's a fantastic way of adding print as well. So I have this one that I've shown on my channel quite a few times. I bought it for Black Friday last year, and this is my Jacquemus scarf. So I really fell for this sort of off-white and beige color combination, and obviously it's a huge logo scarf. Logomania is not as hot as it was, obviously, but when you wear this, it just kind of looks a little bit like you have like a slightly geometric print to your scarf. Obviously the acne scarves are fantastic as well, and they are so popular. So if you want something that is kind of trendy, if we can say that, but something that has been trendy for what, decades now? It's been trendy for, I think I saw since 2007. It's been one of the most popular scarves. I know it's definitely been on my wish list a couple of times, so that is another fantastic option if you want to add something that has a little bit of just being an it item, I think, while still being classic enough that it can still make your wardrobe essentials for many years to come. They also come in so many great prints and colors. And if you want that look, but kind of on a budget, I've shown this scarf from Arket a couple of times. I think this is just beautiful, and it's giving a little bit of print. This is a recent season, and I think it's 80% wool, which again, I am going to sound like a broken clock, but I think wool is so important to prioritize. Now, speaking of things I never regret investing in, I've mentioned this before as well, but cashmere. I think cashmere knits are just such a must-have. It's definitely an essential for me in my winter wardrobe, and I think it's one of those things when you have tried it, it's very difficult to forget the feeling. It's just so incredibly soft, and especially if you have tried a lot of wool and you're not happy with it, go for cashmere. Just try it. You can have a knit piece that is so incredibly soft and breathable and still warm, but still super lightweight. So I have this polo neck top. I love this. I think I bought this from COS from the men's section. I have bought a lot of knitwear from the men's section. It really works out quite well. And this particular one is not sold anymore, but they still make this style in a few different colors. Can highly recommend checking it out. I think COS cashmere is really beautiful. I also have some from Arket that I really love. Again, old, so it's not really sold anymore. And then I have a recent piece from my collaboration that I did with Lily Silk. This one right here, such a beautiful piece. They do a lot of cashmere and I just tried this crew neck jumper. I want something soft, I want something that breathes, I want something that is a nice experience of wearing it, and cashmere is definitely an investment, but my pieces have held up really well. This is obviously new, so I will see, but it looks really, really beautiful, just so soft. I will say this is definitely my favorite and best quality cashmere piece that I have. I think they still have a code valid if you want to use my code for that. I will link everything down below. I am very tempted to try a few more of their cashmere pieces because I have been so impressed with this one, and I just think it is such a quick and fantastic way of upgrading your wardrobe. Again, I recommend just go slow, but pick pieces that are very versatile, that you can get a lot of use out of. Don't buy something that is so unique that you'll have trouble actually styling it, because how sad would that be to have your highest quality piece be something you only wear occasionally. That's not what we want at all. The next piece I want to mention is another outerwear piece, and I feel like winter is the season where you can justify a little bit more outerwear, even though it does take more space and it is more expensive. But because, as I mentioned, it's so much of your outfit, I think having variety is such a key to not getting sick of your wardrobe. At least it is for me. So I wanted to talk about faux fur jackets. This might not be your style, but I think it is such a fantastic way of adding a little bit of fun, a lot of texture, and just something different to your outfit, and it just makes everything look and feel so wintry. I love it so much. And also, I say this all the time when I talk about faux fur, we think that because it's faux it's not going to be warm, but because they are such a thick layer of fabric, my faux fur jackets are also very warm. Both of these are. So this one I bought last year. It is from Mango. I saw that they brought it out again this year, and I think that is the third year in a row that they have decided to sell this jacket, and I can see why. It sells out every single time. It was so difficult to get my hands on it last year, and I wore it so much. Honestly, I get stopped on the street when I am wearing this and people ask me where it's from, because it's just such a beautiful piece. I think the faux fur as well looks quite real. It looks really good. I love the buttons. It just is such a fantastic piece. I have not regretted buying this for a second, even though it's not really something I wear for a lot of autumn. It really is strictly a winter piece, but it's still really warm, and I can recommend getting it if it's still in stock. And the other piece I have, and a lot of the more typical faux fur jackets I think are a lot more overwhelming, whereas this one is actually kind of easy to style. It just has that perfect silhouette for layering over very casual outfits, but also more dressy ones. It would layer over my wool coats, I think, as well, which is great if it's super cold. The other faux fur jacket is a new one that I bought this year. This is from Arket, and they did do this in a shorter style as well. You can see this has kind of a different nap to it, where this looks a lot more shaggy and the Mango one looks a lot more soft. So you just have different textures, again, different sort of things to play around with to keep your outfits interesting. And I love the detail in the back here, that this is obviously fabric, but it kind of has that illusion of leather where kind of fur pieces are pieced together. So I think that is giving it a little bit more of a realistic look as well. You have a beautiful collar. This is a funnel neck collar, so it goes kind of all the way up if you're super cold. And this one I bought primarily, well, because I loved it obviously, but because it is a longer version. You can see I do also sometimes practice what I preach. By last year I added one piece and that was a shorter one. This year I'm adding another one piece and this is a longer one. So I'm not trying to fill this entire essentials list anew every single season. It is a work-in project, which I think wardrobes should be. The next essential is a pair of wool trousers, and one of my favorite ways of switching out my wardrobe for winter is to keep the same silhouettes that I know I love to wear, so a pair of tailored trousers and a top. And I just switch out the piece for something in a heavier and warmer quality. And I do love wearing my thermal underwear underneath my sort of lighter layers so I can keep wearing them slightly into winter as well. But it just is something special about having a fabric that hangs a little bit heavier. It just makes the whole outfit feel a little bit more wintry, I think. And it is really nice to have wool trousers because they are warmer. And these two are both new. These are from COS, so they are a little bit lighter, whereas these are in a heavier twill material. I love them both. The only thing I will say is that please do try these on, because wool trousers, I have made accidentally the mistake of buying some that were way too scratchy, because although I am very much a fan of saying that wool is not all the same, and if you don't like wool, give it another chance, get wool that is actually soft, look for merino wool for example, but some wool pieces are just not good and they are scratchy, and I will admit that. So definitely do try them on and make sure that they're not scratchy, because that is certainly not what we want. Now, I can't really make a winter essentials video without talking about knitwear, and we did touch on it a little bit with the cashmere, but knitwear is such a staple of my winter wardrobe. I wear it to work, I wear it at home, I wear it for running errands. It just is really comfortable, and it's one of the best ways of staying warm. I love the texture of knitwear as well, so I really think it's worth having a few different options. Obviously for me, a lot of these knitwear pieces transition from autumn, especially later autumn, into winter, and then I keep wearing them for early spring as well. So these are pieces I get a lot of wear out of, and I wasn't entirely sure how I should title this. I could say you should get neutral knitwear, you should get basic knitwear. This year I have kind of focused on knitwear that I think is classic but with a slight little twist, something that makes it a little bit more interesting. I don't want the knitwear to be completely over the top. I want some versatility out of it so I can wear it for different occasions and with different outfits, but I just want something that makes the pieces a little bit more interesting, that makes them like a little bit more exciting to wear. I would even include the jumper I have on now, this Fair Isle knit pattern. Pattern is a great way of adding interest to a knit piece. Having a cable knit pattern as well. I do have quite a few of those jumpers already. They're not sold anymore, and I know that people get sad when I show pieces that are no longer sold, so we're not going to bother taking them out, but they have definitely featured on the channel a lot. So having a different or kind of cool, interesting cable knit pattern is a great way of having a little bit just more interest to a piece. Having actual pattern on it is a great way as well. I love this one, it's so comfy. And then I have these two pieces as well. I have talked a lot about this cardigan. This is also from Lily Silk, and this is a cashmere and wool blend. I can't get enough of this. I want to say this is one of the best things I have added to my wardrobe this entire year. It is the softest thing, and it is quite casual. Like, it looks very simple at first, but it adds so much to my outfits. I think it is the perfect piece where I want a casual outfit. I don't want anything to be too over the top, but I still want a little, like, I want to look pulled together and have a little bit of interest in my outfit. And then I have something that is even a little bit more exciting and fun, if I can say that. And that is this beaded embellishment jumper right here. This is from H&M, but it is actually in 100% wool, which I think was really good. And this one, I will admit, is definitely erring more on the side of being a statement knit piece, but I still think it is versatile enough that I can actually wear it for lots of different things. Because I definitely notice throughout winter that I can get a little bit bored of that same uniform jeans and a knit top, tailored trousers and a knit top, and just having knitwear that is a little bit more special really helps me enjoy my outfits a lot more. So hopefully that wasn't too rambly, hopefully it made sense. But I definitely think the knitwear section of my wardrobe has gotten a proper lift this year. I am going to stay with knitwear for one more piece, and that is going to be a knit dress. A knit jumper dress. This is something I love wearing for winter. This particular one I actually bought last year, but this is from H&M and they have brought this back. It definitely went viral last year, and I think it has this year as well. They have a lot more different colors. I will say, however, this is not natural materials. I mean, it wouldn't be for that price, but it's my only kind of gripe with it. And I do have a couple of other jumper dresses that I could include, but they're not sold anymore. So I feel like, what is the point really? They just are so versatile, and I really love wearing dresses. So I really love that I get to wear them for winter as well, because it can be a little bit more difficult, you know, obviously for very obvious reasons. Felt like it had to be on my essentials list. It's something that I kind of want to prioritize a little bit more in my wardrobe, add a couple more pieces that I love. The last bits I have left are accessories, and two of those accessories are going to be shoes, because shoes are important. So shoes can definitely drag down an outfit if they are low quality or too worn, if they're not taken care of properly. I think shoes are very important and should not be underestimated. So the first essential I want to add is an ankle boot. For me, this is something I wear a lot throughout winter, especially when the snow is not higher than my ankle. These are fantastic. So I have a flat pair like these, and these are many years old. And this other pair is new into my wardrobe this year. They are from Vivaya. I also did a collaboration with them, so I do have a discount code. I will link that down below if you are ordering from them. Super, super comfortable, and the heel isn't too high. I definitely don't go for any kind of high or skinny heel as an essential for winter. It just never ever would be. But something like this that is also water repellent, I think is a great option. If I had to choose, I would go with a flat option, obviously, but I like having a heeled option as well. It just gives me so much more fun to play around with. And the other shoe option is obviously a pair of knee-high boots. And I think this might be obvious as well. Sometimes we get kind of a lot of snow overnight, and I need something that is definitely taller than my ankle boots, because I don't want snow down my socks, which is very uncomfortable. These are also quite old, so they're no longer sold. Again, I am sorry, I am trying to limit how much I feature on my channel that is not sold anymore, but it just is the nature of things. These have lasted me quite a while at this point, and this is obviously not something I wear out in the snow. I bought these this autumn, and they are from Bershka, and I have worn them a ton already. They are surprisingly comfortable for being a heeled boot. But again, this is much more just for style. They're obviously not as practical as the previous pair, but I still love having options. The final accessory I want to talk about, I am aware we are kind of technically above 10 pieces at this point, so let's call this a bonus. But I think investing in a good belt for winter, if you don't already have one, is such a great decision. Obviously, because for winter, a lot of the accessories we wear get a little bit lost in all the very thick and heavy layers. And I think a belt is something that is just so much more, it's a lot easier to make it stand out. It just adds so much to outfits. And I have a few different ones. I just picked up the most recent one I bought. This is from COS in, again, dark brown, that I keep re-wearing, as you've seen for most of the accessories here. It's one of my favorite shades this season, and a neutral belt that goes with most of your other pieces in your wardrobe, your essentials, your capsule, I think is such a worthwhile investment. You can obviously wear it all year round, and same as with the scarf, this is a piece that you can wear. I think you can just get one belt and wear that for the entire winter. If you don't already have one belt, which most of us do, just make sure it's something you are excited to wear. And one of my favorite things to do with belts for winter is actually to layer them over outerwear pieces. It's not going to go over all of these, but something like the wool coats here, they just look so much more dressy when you put a belt over it. I really think it's one of the easiest ways of making a coat look kind of designer or high-end or fashion, if we can say that, is to just add a belt, especially if you have a belt with an interesting buckle to it as well. But just having that leather texture in the center of it, it adds so much interest. Definitely try it if you haven't already. So those are all the items I have put on my winter wardrobe essentials list this year. Let me know if you think I missed any, and I will of course link all the items down below. And if you want to shop my outfits, I do tend to post most things on my LTK as well, so you can go over, check it out, follow me there if you want. If you want to see my winter capsule wardrobe, I have also posted that already this year, but I will put that somewhere on the screen so you can have a look at that if you are interested and you like capsule wardrobes as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you very shortly in the next video. Bye!